thing. Rookie is bombastic, man. Our region prefers different combos. No. Yo! Thank you very much for the raid, Trouble Inc. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope the Katarina games went well today. Ladies and gentlemen, from G Trouble Inc.'s stream, we are currently watching KT versus D plus Kia. We're just reviewing. Today is a chill day. I'm quite sleepy. Bit of a food coma. Need to hit my macros. Thank you for the raid once again. Heartstock4242, you are the most intelligent person in the room, by far. Everybody else, step aside. Heartstock4242, you are just the most intelligent. So smart. So smart. The main thing here, Nami prior from bot, so Nami's first here, but she's over 5. Showmaker committing. Ooh, nice. Showmaker flash, but he didn't have R2 ready, I think. So he couldn't R2 the bubble. And the main thing, even though the issue is, even though every time you play Akali, you want to put yourself in fights, but the enemy needs to end in order to put yourself in a situation where you fight. Because the enemy mid lane is going to have prio and it's going to be first everywhere, and that advantage is bigger and greater than your champion being happy to be in fights. Here, Showmaker doesn't have R2. He has maybe R2, maybe he can R2. But then he gets Vi ulted. Let's see where does he use his W? Showmaker, Playmaker. No Showmaker W. No W. Oh, he got out somehow. He's fucking Houdini, dude. Wow. 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 No. That's crazy, man. Hello, Berry Betscale. I don't know why I say Berry twice. I think it has a nicer ring to it. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. I can't believe what I just saw. Showmaker just knows his limits. He knows he's not gonna die in the Nami bubble. Cuz ults here, like she looks dead 10 times, right? But somehow it's like Showmaker gets out because Canyon knocks them up. And then the Gragas ult is a bit of a thing here. He just survives. Kellyn could have also blocked the final Q there from Taliyah. Where I come from, we call Taliyah. Now Deft has almost mythic. Mythic on Akali. What a robbery, man. What an insane robbery that fight was. That was insanity, my friends. Taliyah goes straight into bottom side. She has crown. Why does she go straight into bot here? Why don't they contest through mid here? Like take over river. Why are you fighting and forcing here? That's crazy. Like contest through mid, take over river, take over river after you crash the wave. Katie. We were starting to get excited about you, Katie, and this is you pushed in the bot wave, enemy showing on the bot wave, take over river with Taliyah so she can cross into mid. You need to, once again, it's the same always with Akali. If Akali is in a fight together with Taliyah, most of the time Akali is going to outvalue her. But you have to play through the lanes, and that's where Taliyah can be stronger. Yeah, they see her. What is KT doing? They're inviting this. They are inviting this. This is a dream here for Showmaker, Playmaker. He Could have also W'd the ult, but... Okay. Renekton TP'd, so I guess we take it. We take it. We take it. Should I make an ult? Okay, should I make an ult? Renekton no ult, has flash. Okay. We have a culling from Lucian. Kana's looking for a Flonkerton. Wukong has ult. I think Wukong just fucking hard commits, no? But he's waiting for the timing. Okay. Out is good, my friends. Okay. In my mind here, I think maybe Katie could have postured further forward. I think BDD is too afraid here. And I think that... Nah, it's kind of hard, right? Because Wukong is going to get so much value here, but they just really need to trust the Gragas. Like, Gragas needs to be ready with his E-finger, you know? Let's just fast forward. A little jet ski in the bank. Like that, if they really trust their Gragas to interrupt Wukong, then Talia and Lucian can push her forward and maybe do something with Nami, you know? Maybe chunk someone before the fight starts or something like this, and they can push her forward. Because Renekton need a lot of time to go around. But they just kind of sold their Vi. I like the IE buy here. The Deft is buying along, so maybe he's pivoting. Could you explain why we don't see Senna anymore? I think the ADKs are just too strong. And in a world where everyone's playing lane-oriented lanes, being a melee champ and playing fasting Senna is not like that great. Senna needs to win lane in order to be OP. She doesn't win lane, she doesn't get souls, and currently she doesn't win any matchups. So that's where we're at. Thoughts on limit for Tagamas? I already talked about it. You can check out my Yamato Cannon clip channel. I think there's a video right there on the Yamato Cannon clip channel. Yo, Warrington. How did Lulu end up here? What kind of crack is Lulu smoking? Why is Lulu crossing? Actually, Zeri is the one smoking crack. On YouTube, yes. Yamato Cannon clips on YouTube. Yeah. Nah, there's no way. My man lives. My man lives. BDD is just... BDD is... I don't know what BDD is doing. BDD. 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 BDD, we need your combo, BDD. BDD. Big Dick Daddy BDD. What are you doing, BDD? BDD. 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 This game is done. Alright, finally, for the main attraction. Finally, some fucking food. The Nidalee game of Canyon. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's see this masterpiece. Is Canyon back? This game is gonna decide if Canyon's back or not. BDD doesn't stand for Big Dick Daddy, yeah? It's just something I made up. Boots Caitlyn. Okay. It should though, I agree, yeah, it should. Boom. Boom. Sion level 1. You feel so good being Sion level 1. Ooh, Showmaker Jace. Posturing. Was that a W start on Showmaker? I don't think so. BDD has full lane runes. Game 1, KT have no damage, was so disgusting. Yeah, probably because of the Talia build and the Talia gameplay. So, that one was definitely sad. It's like BDD, the fight at Drift and the fight at mid when they caught the Zeri, it's like BDD could have finished them both. Yeah, these conditions are still completely fine, but the issue is Wukong got pushed out. Nidalee is chasing Wukong across the map. I thought that Nidalee would just go bot and like start spearing a homie. Okay, that's the Smitus Maximus. Okay, 24 Cs against 29, let's see. We'll have 33 on Nidalee. Into Raptor respawn. Canyon understood that the enemy was doing Raptor red into bot side because he spotted them on bot. It was very important that Canyon extended this into the Golem invade to then set himself up for the Raptor invade. Basically the idea is, right, it's like this is the mind map, right, of my man playing the game. So he knows Wukong did this into bottom side clear. Either Wukong went and did this and he's going to fight Wukong on these camps, right? He's going to invade here, because bot has prio. Or Wukong did these camps into bot and these camps are going to be cleared, so he needs to rush into golems to punish. And either Wukong bases and goes out of base and then he'll be on time to do golems and then he needs to contest the Raptors with mid prio. Or the other situation is if of course Wukong did a greedier clear, let's say something like this, or like let's say something like that into bot, then obviously Nidalee would take these camps. And then she would base and then she would fight for Raptor respawn after doing her own gromp. But with these two camps being taken and Nidalee spotting here Wukong with of course 20 CS, he is going to then cross into golems. And just because Nidalee moves so fast to kill these golems, she moves so fast, she'll be on time. Wukong's gonna match. He spotted Wukong on mid, of course, and he went straight away. And then he went for Raptor invade because this is the first camp that is gonna respawn, right? So this is the information that Canyon is working with. But the most important thing here, what's essential to make this Nidalee work in this early game, is the fact that Varus and Karma are pushing, and Jace is pushing into the Akali, right? Akali is a very greedy pick to slam because she's just going to be... Akali is basically... Akali shares the same weaknesses as Kassadin. No meme. It's just that her availability to fight happens at 6 already, but she's not going to be able to contest through mid against a lot of the mages. So Akali is so weak early. Insanely weak. Now Canyon is into bot again. And he's going to press B. He doesn't feel comfortable invading the Grompi because Varus and Karma need to press B too. Wukong also has a Sheen advantage, so might as well just base. And now he's opening on the map for Raptors. Probably going to cross into mid and then look for a re-invade on the enemy top side. Renekton is TPing top. Jace is going to TP mid too. And Canyon's going to look now to invade the Golems and the Raptors most likely. Or can do Drake too, but... like to be honest, doing Drake is also quite important, because if you don't do Drake here, Rift is gonna spawn and the enemy has chances to trade, and in all honesty you need to look for fast Drakes, you know, and you need to take every objective, and this game needs to end 24 minutes into the game. Okay, so Wukong does golems now. It's like he could have been here on the golems. He could have contested on the raptors, right? That could have been an option. But he chose to just do the Drake because now he'll be too late on the top side. Imagine a situation here where he just did skip the Drake and he just went to do golems and then invaded the red. That would have been an option, right? But this is completely fine. He's gonna do bot side crab. Yeah, Sion will have an ED time itemizing, but that's not the point of this draft. This draft wants to finish this game very early and very fast. If the enemy can buy items, it means that either they're even or they have scaled hard enough, and then you have other issues. Now Kaz got a lot of breathing room and he's going to reach level 6 here. That is like the trade-off for you doing the Drake, kind of 6-2, but Wukong is not super unhappy with his circumstance. Kaz is level 5 here though. He didn't share XP mid, he didn't do anything. Like this is insanity from Kaz. Like Kaz just needed to take XP from somewhere just to have level 6 and then just stabilize the game. But instead he's fighting against a Nidalee that is level 6 over him. He gets out. And now Nidalee's cooking the rift. Okay. Game conditions don't seem that terrible here though. Even though I didn't like that Kaz was invading the blue there, right? He didn't get too punished for this. Right. Yeah, this is not the fight that you should be looking for, Kaz. I thought Jace would hover. Like, this almost worked. I'm very surprised. I thought Jace would like hover for the Nidalee, and I thought that this Wukong would be in trouble. But I guess they didn't think that Akali had ult on cooldown. Kaz's psychopath behavior almost fucking worked here. That's crazy. Wow. If Canyon died there, it would have been game over. That's like how on a knife's edge playing Nidalee in such a game is. It's like Varus and Karma were put in a very awkward spot to save the Nidalee too. We have Go Drinker Jace. Interesting. The Battle Jace. Is Wunder here? Wunder! Are you here? What's this Go Drinker Jace? Is it good? No EQ damage Jace, is it good? Battle Jace? He's not in chat. Okay. Wukong did burn ult off on Nidalee, so they will be stronger in the bot side fight after resets. Wukong couldn't start the Drake because of bot condition. Okay, so Varus Karma, masterclass. Varus Karma, deft Varus in lane is crazy, by the way. Crazy, crazy, crazy. One second, guys. I need to do something. Is the stream lagging right now, guys? I think Rookie is too happy in China. Shit. I'm just uploading something real quick, guys. I need to use this window to upload because my girlfriend is not in game. So how about I take a break? How about we take a little break? A little break. All right. I think we can cook, guys. We're back. We're back. I think the lag stopped. So much League of Legends news at the moment. What else? Ah, but that's not news, really. The Solari drama is kind of over now. All right, let's read the statement of Dior. Thank you, Astralis. A lot of ups and downs in the last 1.5 years. The split was by far the hardest mentally. Because of the new format, there were only 3 weeks to try and fix all the problems we had, and the pressure from the lack of time made every single problem a lot worse. I thought I knew how to handle the situation and problems, but after reflecting a lot about it, I consider I took the wrong approach and it showed. I understand the decision that was made, and I think it was necessary to not only grow as a player, but also as a friend and a teammate. Despite that, I enjoyed my stay in LEC, and I'm grateful that I've gotten the chance to play against and with the best players. A lot of new friends and lovely memories to be remembered. Thank you all for making the tough times in my journey easier. The support was amazing. I hope I made some of you smile as well. Till next time. Honestly, respect. Respect. I think this is a good statement, you know. I think that you know, it's a tough business. I think that Dior definitely was below the level that was necessary to make his team competitive. And I think that if he views this in the right manner, then he's in a very privileged position to utilize the fact that he's still very young, and he also has some experience that no other player in his position can say that they have. He's only 19 years old and he played in LEC for 1.5 years. He played one split of ERLs and he won the split, and he went to EU Masters and did super well. This level of experience at this age is something that can definitely be leveraged into a lot more. And I hope that Dior takes the time off to rebuild himself and that he comes back fighting harder than ever. He definitely has an opportunity in front of him. From a strictly business perspective, you know, I think that Astralis getting Leader, getting Jizuke, I think is a step in the right direction. I think that, you know, Dior in terms of gameplay, he was lacking in the lane phase departments, his team fight, you know, in terms of how he side laned you. There's a lot of things there that he's been exposed to on the highest level that really, you know, I think that, you know, it gives you an easier path to improvement. I hope he really takes the time to really study the game and to really try hard to become better. He has earned himself some time, and I hope he puts that time to use. This is not the time for him to rest. He needs to rock hard and rock well and, you know, move forward and show intensity. Very important. But I think 3 splits was a blessing, you know? It was a blessing for him. Because I think that someone could have come knocking earlier. And I think that Astralis is very fortunate, okay? Insanely fortunate that Kobe and Yonghoon are playing so well. This is the main thing that makes Astralis attractive again, because I think a lot of players just didn't want to join Astralis. They would rather compete in top level ERL or wait for better opportunities. And I think the fact that they have Kobe and Jonghoon makes people want to join. I think that mechanically 113 is interesting enough. And I think Finn definitely ramped up later on in the season, which I think is a big positive. I think that, Leader coming to this team will make them play spoiler. So I say Leader because this is the rumor. Astralis is expected to field Leader in the mid lane as a replacement for Dior. A verbal agreement has been reached, but the deal is yet to be signed. I think that Leader is a very strong player. I think he is awkward enough. He's a perfect type of player to really put, in a team. And already, I think that that team becomes dangerous. I think that Leader is awkward enough to play different to other mid laners, and I think he's mechanically good enough to compete. I think Leader is a player that's been on my radar for quite some time, and I'm very excited for this signing. I think this will make Astralis better. I definitely think this is making Astralis better. And I'm very happy that Astralis is not blinded by the results, and they recognize that this is something that needs to be done. This is a very, very good look. I think this is a step in the right direction. I think that Leader is a dangerous player. I can only remember like one strong game from Dior this split, and it was his Sylas game. It would be better if Astralis chose Ica. I don't think so. I think Leader is a stronger player than Ica. I think Ica is very good at winning games. But I don't think Ica, from what I know, is good enough to compete with the highest level mid laners in the LEC. But I could be wrong on that, right? I am not watching every Ica game, so take it with a grain of salt, you know? I think Ica is very good at winning games, and there is a talent to that. Thoughts on if Prince joined LEC, which team would he be good on? He would be great on Vitality. But Prince is the type of player that could be good on any team, I think. He's just a very good player. It's like Exakick, Prince, Upset. You just see how they are moving. They are playing on a whole nother level, you know? I think Exakick, I'm very hyped on Exakick, but I need to see more, you know? It's just Prince and Upset. I've seen many games. And they've proven the same thing over and over again. So that longevity is going to be the true test for Exakick. Another thing that I wanted to touch on was the conversation about Emenes. You know, some people are talking about Emenes, right? And let me see. There was a post here by Emenes. C9 Emenes on meeting Jack and Blabber. The Korean mid laner will make his LCS debut this week after dominating the Challengers scene. After weeks of dominating the Challengers scene, young Emenes Min Soo will be making his LCS debut on C9 this week, subbing in for Dimitri Diplex Ponomarev. Although some may have predicted this move to occur at some point, many didn't expect it to be this soon. Ahead of making his LCS debut, Esports GG's Jordan Marnie had the opportunity to speak to Emenes for an exclusive interview. There's no hiding the fact that Emenes is seen as a notorious figure in League of Legends. Notorious. The Korean mid laner has had trouble remaining on a team, with his most recent stint on JD Yebam Disa XL ending with Emenes being placed on the inactive roster due to irreconcilable differences. After careful consideration, we have decided to move Emenes to our inactive roster effective immediately. MNS has been an important part of the JDXL team and has put in outstanding performances in both the spring and summer splits, which at times made him the best mids in European regional leagues. However, due to irreconcilable differences within the team, we have no choice but to take this action. I would like to thank the coaching staff, the managers and players for their support and attempts at resolving this matter. We now look forward to seeing Mruzku on stage and are confident that the team will succeed as a unit. Tim Reichert, COO, XL Esports. Despite his past, Cloud9 has always been an organization that is willing to give players a second chance. Nikolai Jensen, one of the organization's greatest ever players, was given a second chance by Cloud9 after initially being banned for verbally abusing players online, along with DDoS attacks. During the off-season, MNS had the opportunity to speak to Cloud9's co-founder and CEO Jack Etienne and current jungler Robert Blabber Huang. This was the second chance that MNS had been dreaming of. After an extensive one-to-one with Blabber, Cloud9 decided to pick him up for their Challengers roster. I had a virtual meeting with Blabber and Jack before joining the team. I really appreciate that they tried to listen to my side of the story and what I thought. After that meeting, I made a commitment to give my everything for Cloud9 in this opportunity. MNS has been making good on that commitment. So far, MNS have been keeping that commitment he made to Cloud9. The Korean mid lane has been dominating the challenges scene since Game 1 when he made his debut. MNS has over 20 solo kills already, a number that many professional players will not achieve in their entire career. That is actually crazy. As a potential send-off to MNS, here's all 26 of NALCL solo kills. The dude is an absolute beast. Now he's traveling for C9 low to end. It has to be less than... How many games is this?
Nobody is ever doubting how good of a player MNS actually is.
Off his insane performances from MNS in the mid lane. Just styling on edge. I mean, all your favorite mid laners have been...
Start the clip.
We can fix them.
Wow, one game.
Yeah, I mean, there's no mechanical
Same game.
there, it's just, okay, coming in at mid lane.
He's looking for it. I think he just loses plays before he can actually impact it.
For a while, he's going for it.
I don't think I've held my breath that long.
He's alive.
He is ready for this time.
Bro, all of them are on Blaze. Blaze. Yeah, it's just got completely on farm.
I'm fine. I'm a fool. The wall is to betray you. Oh, man.
That's fine.
That looks like a nice glory moment for Fly Fam. D9 Challengers, they are the team to beat. They
Unlock is really good because 240 seconds rocket.
What?
heroic face defense from Fly Fam's top of a mistake.
Oh, I think he's having something now. The minute gets one kill, they go for more. The main fight, though, it's not going the way of Yigita's.
Okay. That was his music, dude. I feel like solo kills on like enemy support in the middle of the game like doesn't matter as much. Come on. Yeah, this doesn't count either, man. No, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very hyped for MNS. I think this guy is gonna completely smurf it. I don't think I think he's great, right? But this is not a super selling point for him, you know? Okay, he is just completely enjoying. Is he going? Oh, I was hoping that he'll be going. That counts as a solo kill? Come on, blood. Okay. Solo bolo. Okay. What's up with these Namis, man? They're just feeding him sushi, dude. On cooldown. That counts as a solo bolo? Oh, Unforgiven. Oh, that was 3 solo kills, really? That's fine. Okay, he's obviously really good. We don't need these fake solo kills to prove that. I'm a player who likes to play aggressively and win the lane. I prefer to bait opponents in situations to win us the game. Honestly, everything that I saw on the screen, it reminds me so much of Jizuke. It reminds me so much of Jizuke, man. This guy is just Jizuke. I was really surprised and a little bit worried, but also happy at the same time when I heard I would join the main team because I didn't expect it at all. Honestly, Dplex was down 30-40 CS no matter what matchup he played. This guy was not doing anything for them to win, and I think God bless that C9's coaching staff aren't blinded by the fact that they won a couple of games. You know? Very based. Mithy and Vega V2. Respect, man. Respect. Respect. Hello, Shuya. Berserker also met with me in Korea after Blabber and I had the virtual meeting. He came to my agency where I practiced to meet me. Eminence closed the interview with a message to Cloud9 fans. I want to beat every team. I'll prove to the fans that I belong here and try my best to help Cloud9 win. Damn, son. Well, I think it's... Honestly, let me tell you guys this much, okay? Teaching someone how to play the game properly is way harder than to figure out some toxicity issues with the player. There you go, I said it. Keep in mind, this comes from the person that made Team Solo Mebdi, okay? I was playing with Darkwing Jax, I was playing with Incarnation. I didn't give 10 fucks about their toxicity in solo queue, man. That's just silliness, right? And then when we joined together, I said, you guys need to get your shit together because we need to play. And that's it. That's it. That's it. Really, really cool that C9 are taking this risk because it's such an easy play for them to get value. Really good. Respect to C9, man. Respect. Respect. I think C9's losses were also really draft gap. Like, they had some shitty ass drafts. Shitty ass drafts, and to be honest, to Dplex, I feel bad for the guy, but he didn't show any qualities that made me excited about the player. You know? And that's it. And that's it. Let's finish this KT vs DK game, guys. Didn't this champion pool also limit draft? Yeah, I don't know. My man was playing like Yone, Akali, Silas, all of them vegans. Why did C9 pick up 2 mid laners if they're just subbing in MNS? Because my man, they no, I was talking about Dplex champion pool. Not about MNS. Let's see here. Okay, so we have third Drake. And blue side looks way stronger. Like Kaelin on BT looks very weak. No, he definitely will cost you games against harder opponents. For sure, this is a good move from C9. I think it's a very good move. No offense to Dplex, but my man has been very unimpressive. How is this fight? How is this? Wait, what happened to Kana? Kana means family. What's Kana doing? He has no E and he's posturing like this, man. This is insanity. You know, Kana's mistake just threw the whole game. You don't get to make mistakes like this. You don't get to make mistakes like this if this is your comp on blue side. You're not allowed. Not allowed at all. Very bad. Wow. How did Damwon win this game? Canyon stole this, Drake? Wow. Honestly, Damwon stole 2 victories. Stole 2 victories on the day. Oh, Canyon wants to win the game. He's like, oh, we need to fight, guys. I didn't get anything. They got 1 kill at least on their hands. Who impressed you more, Diplex or Bjergsen, this season only? Honestly, Bjergsen Azir, Bjergsen lane phase. Oh my god, man. I couldn't believe, like, I don't get to watch Bjergsen's pro view, right? So I don't know exactly what's happening there, but there were some conditions that happened in game. I'm just looking over, I'm like, what on earth happened here? Like, how is this even possible? I remember this game they played against Golden Guardians. Enemy mid laner on Sylas. He was roaming to Raptors, had base advantage, TP advantage. He's like, he was just roaming the whole map Sylas into Taliyah, and Taliyah just never based. Like, the only positive I saw from Bjergsen was it's like, oh, he's using Taliyah wall on some setups. I don't know, man. Like, eesh. Not looking great. Very sad, because laning used to be his one strength back in the day. I think just NA mid laners, it's like all of those years when Bjergsen and Jensen were winning, laning in NA, like North American mid lane, like lane phase, was so bad. So bad. Every time, every player that was imported, that was a mid laner that I would talk to, that went to North America, they would tell me, what the fuck are they doing in lane phase? LEC lane phase is terrible as well? No, not the same level. Like, I'm saying, look at Caps, he can't lane, like Rinko 2. Yeah, of course Caps can't lane. You're obviously completely clueless. So that's okay. Check stats, then talk. No, we have a stats Andy. We have a stat Andy. Check stats. Yeah, he's the type of guy, right? It's like, you know, he watches a game like this. Okay? Let's say, for example, G2 versus Koi. He watches a game like this. He watches a game like this. And then he thinks to himself, he watches a game like this, okay? And he's thinking, wow, Caps is so bad at laning. He watches a game like this and he's thinking to himself, wow, Caps is so bad at laning. He watches such a game, right? When in reality, right, Jace is potion up Doran Shield against corrupting potion Victor with Ahri. Here he is, here he won, right? Well, he dies to Malrang, okay? Oh, he's so bad at laning, right? He still has potion, by the way. No, he died to Malrang. Sure, try to sell it like he's winning the lane. Bro, he's turbo winning here. He's turbo winning here. He still has potion. Yeah, we'll move on, guys. We'll move on. It's okay. He has better stats. I should have just moved on the moment he said this. Fucking, here, look at his stats. It's like... Was it Astralis? G2 versus... What was the first series that G2 played? Oh yeah, this is the game. This is the game. Okay, so Caps crashes 3 waves. Ryze is freezing. Caps completely wins the game, right? But guys, Ryze is 1 CS ahead. He's so fucking good. He's just a better laner. He's just a better laner. Fuck, man. Jace is so bad at laning. Keep cherry picking. Bro, you mentioned stats. Jeet, like, he's literally playing like Sejuani mid and Zac mid. It's like you are mentioning stats. It's a meme, dude. It's a meme. It's a complete meme. It's like you're mentioning stats, you're not paying attention to how Caps is playing at all. You're just not. You're just really not. No, that part of it's Skeppy. That part of it doesn't matter. What his credentials are, what my credentials are, doesn't matter. Okay, now Rinku for sure confirmed that talking with him is a complete waste of time. Because he said against proper mid laners from LCK and LPL, like for the last 2 years. So that's where we have confirmed that my man's on some smoke. Alright. How does Cannon carry this game? Because this game is looking fucking hard. Was wondering who you're talking to, realized I had them muted. Bro, you are smarter than me. But yeah, Skeppy, we don't say I'm coach, he's Diamond 4. This doesn't matter, really. It's like, in the end, it's like credentials doesn't matter if we are talking in the conversation of ideas. It doesn't matter at all, right? Caps is the best Western player of all time. That also doesn't matter, right? Like, if we are looking at his gameplay from this split strictly, then looking at this split strictly, it doesn't matter what he did in the previous years, right? We're just evaluating his gameplay now. So we're not appealing to any authority. We're not appealing to any past. We're only drawing from what we are seeing, and looking at his stats doesn't tell the whole story, right? Like, let's say if he was playing Azir every game, which he clearly isn't, because if we look at Caps here, okay? If you look at Caps, he's probably the only mid laner in all of LEC that hasn't played a single game of Azir. I can tell you, the person who probably is the highest is playing Azir every game. It's like, just Azir enjoyer. If we look at someone else, let's look at Perks, for example. 4 Azir games. We know that Larsen, right? Larsen on his, he also played a lot of Azir. It's like, Azir is the ultimate stat padder, right? Ultimate stat padder. Another thing that is important, right, is that you know that, for example, on Koi, you know that Malrang is level 3 ganking mid almost every game. Almost every game Malrang is on mid, right? And that's a big deal, right? We look at Niski. Niski also played plenty of Azir. So Niski is at 11, right? But I also remember a lot of those games. Most of the time, people are playing for Niski. And the most of the time you see the CS advantages is when people are playing heavy mages. Humanoid could be an interesting one, right? Humanoid could be very interesting. Humanoid is minus 1.2. Okay, he had some very shit games, right? Veteo is not a good example, I think. If you swap labels and Niski plays under Caps tag, you would jizz your pants together with casting desk. Not really. It's like I get very excited when players look beyond their lane to win the game, right? Like this is a very, very... Here, Caps won the game instantly, right? He won the game on the spot with his bot gank. He broke the whole lane. He burned 4 summoners and then GG, you know? He got salty, you insulted NA laning, that's it. Oh, that's true actually. That's true. How does D+ actually win this game? Yes, it won't do on higher level. It won't do on higher level. You know, Caps is a very complete player, right? And I know that in a world, it's like, if we're having a conversation, if G2 is going to do well internationally, I don't think G2 is better than whichever 2 teams LPL and LCK is going to send to MSI. I don't think G2 is going to be better than those 2 teams. If that's the conversation, I think that's fair. I don't think, like, if top esports, let's say top esports and Weibo go, I don't think G2 is going to beat them. I don't think so. If that's the conversation, that's fine, right? If that's what we're talking about. This kind of play is coin flip? No, it's not coin flip because they are aware of how many wards Caitlyn has in his lane. The conversation is Cap's laning phase is subpar against the best mid laners. But that's not the conversation. That's really not the conversation. It's like, if Caps is a worse laner than Rookie, yeah, I agree. Is he a worse laner than Showmaker? Yeah, I agree. Is he a worse laner than Chovy? Yes, I agree. It's like, I don't disagree with that. But that's really not what the conversation was. You said that he's a bad laner because of his stats. And that's complete garbage. That's a garbage opinion. I'm sure cherry picking games is a better indicator. Yeah, sure, cherry picking games. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, dude. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what I did, yeah. That's what I did. Watch his Tristana game. That's once again, you don't get something, right? It's like playing Tristana into Azir is just bad. No one ever else does it. It's like every game we see Tristana is into other matchups. Playing Tristana into Azir just inherently is not good. And that's not a good matchup. They picked Tristana 1-2. But you don't have the nuance to understand something like that. You just don't. Kayle is looking very strong at this point. Sion is also unkillable, but the whole point now is I think Rinku 2 is about to tell us that Alphari is the best player in the world. It's coming up to it. He's just waiting for Alphari and Chovy to play on the same team. Because fucking them numbers, baby. The numbers. The stats. How did Caitlyn Lux lose lane? We'll see on MSI. Well, I don't think G2 is gonna beat the top 2 LPL teams and the top 2 Korean teams. I don't disagree with this notion. I don't disagree with that. If that's what you were saying from the get-go, that's fine. But no one was saying that G2 is going to fuck LCK and fuck LPL up because Caps is such a good laner. No one ever said that. Yeah, of course it's a straw man. You'll see what happens when Caps decides to roam level 3 Jace if bot dies there and mid keep freeze. It was a good roam. He stacked 3 waves, crashed the wave, right? And Ryze got a semi-freeze, and then bot lane situation had no wards, and it's one of those moments where already Jace being in fog, it's like he even faked that he faked that he didn't go into bot. A lot of nuance to this play. It wasn't like, herder, I'm gonna go bot. That's not what happened. It's not you're fucking singed in solo queue that has Predator and then goes bot. It's not, that's not what it is. And it's like roaming bot, it's like fucking Rookie does it. It's like a lot of great players do this because they're aware of map states and they're aware of map states and wave states. It's like Faker does it. Like, look at his Annie games. Look at his many games. He does it with Kassadin. Like, they do it on any champ. It's not champion related even. They're just doing it when it's good. Let's look at this a little bit closely because I think KT actually have good odds here. Let's look here. Because Akali has 2 items, Caitlyn has 2 items. It's like they are not looking weak at all. It's like KT actually can fight back against some of the poke. Lux is fucking useless though, that's for sure. Guys, you're talking about rank, but rank really doesn't matter. It's like saying, oh, no one can ever complain about the president's decision because no one is in his position. Or like, no, it doesn't. His rank doesn't matter. I'm telling you, his rank doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You guys shouldn't be these type of people that go to rank or go to whatever background someone has. It's a question of opinion. You should be able to challenge ideas with better ideas. Once again, Caps has a MSI title in more international finals, not Chovy. That also has nothing to do with it, right? That's also a very bad argument. Yeah, you could be the smartest person in the world if you have an opinion like, oh, exactly like that. You think that the earth is flat. It's like, doesn't matter your accolades. Doesn't matter at all. I don't give a shit that 90 out of 100 paid dentists recommend your toothpaste, right? It's all about the facts in the end. Right? If you need to have like better credentials than whoever you're talking to in an argument, it's like there's no hope. Are you saying we shouldn't use toothpaste? No, I'm saying this random ass toothpaste that's in your commercial, right? You can use any. Toothpaste is great, guys. Toothpaste is fantastic. Make your breath smell minty fresh. Do the world a favor. Yeah, the issue here, I don't know, they're just starting a fight like this. The spear lands, aiming is low HP. It's like they're burning so much on the tankiest Jace on the planet. Did Casey already win? You gotta do your own thinking. And of course it's like, it's good to listen to professionals, right? It's good to listen to professionals. But when we're having an argument, right, we're talking about ideas, then the professional should be able to justify their idea. That's what makes him a professional. Everyone can have thoughts and ideas. The professional is capable of explaining his side. That is what's important. It's like, I for example, you know, I follow this fitness YouTuber. His name is Johnny Shreve. Okay? I look at all of his shit, right? And the main thing for me, it isn't that this man has accolades, right? So basically, he was competing. He's a champion. He's really, really insane, right? And I think even though he has these accolades, the main thing that I really enjoy is the way he explains things, the way he's thorough and consistent and really focuses on things that are important to me. Growth, making sure that you stay healthy, that you don't injure yourself. And he is leveraging his expertise very well to explain things. He's not saying, yo guys, I'm the best in the world, just fucking do this shit and shut the fuck up. That's not what he's saying. Right? I think it's not super easy to say that Caps was weaker in lane against Perkz, Larssen and Nisqy, because all of these players above were playing a lot of Azir and Caps did not. Caps inherently is playing very different. He's playing for his bot lane, he's playing for his jungle. He plays games of Sejuani, he plays games of Zac. He is very varied in his champion choice and has chosen to adapt a more heavier roam style, which can hit his CS numbers. He definitely is putting himself in very bad lane matchups. You can see that in his Swain game, his Tristana game. Basically, he's putting himself in very poor matchups where I really wouldn't want to play those matchups. Yes. So I really don't believe it's like when you guys were attacking Ringo 2 here, right? Saying whatever Elu is, it really doesn't matter. So we're having a conversation about his opinion and an idea, and that's it. We can separate the idea from the person, and that's okay, you know? This is a welcoming space. We don't need to freeze people out and shun people out, right? Because the hope is that we don't alienate people, is that we can find a way to educate people. Link account Iron Noob. Yes.
With our show.
It's just important. The devil is always in the details. It's like Diplex, for example. I think Diplex is very easy to say that he is not a strong laner, because I don't see what other contribution he has in the game. And every game I am watching, there's no pro view on him, but my man's 30, 40 CS behind, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. Against players that I don't think are that great. Yeah, the issue here is just Wukong pops off and they lose so much HP, and instead of posturing... Honestly, they're just running it down. What was that from BDD? Like, they won. They won. What is that, BDD? Wow. Wow. I think Divine sucks on Ezreal. Don't buy Divine Thunder on Ezreal. I think it's just bad. Just badge. Holy, they are really marinating this Sion the entire time. They're really marinating the Sion on cooldown. Really, they have to hit him so much before the fight starts. Alright. Damn. Look at that Blade of the Ruin King Prolus Cloronectin being so useful. Look at him being so useful. It's crazy how useful he is. Why did people start? Why did people stop? People just bought Gore Drinker on him. Just ruined the champ. Look how broken that is. You think Gore Drinker could do that? Think Prolus Claw is good against Sion? No way, Jose. All pro for EU and NA. For EU, honestly, Broken Blade has been pretty good in playoffs. Well, I don't know how much Broken Blade has been great, but I feel like everybody else has been quite bad top in playoffs. Like, I feel like every top lane in Europe at some point just straight up ran it down in a game. I think BB had some really good Jax games. He had a good Olaf game. And then like his last series here against Koi, I think just Shigenda had a very weak performance and he got fucked by team gap in the games where Shigenda was playing good. So I feel bad for Shigenda. I think that, Adam also had a very rough playoffs. Like most top laners had a very rough playoffs. Top lane is just useless. But yeah, it's like Photon. I feel bad for Photon because my man's irrelevant. Bro, the first series that SK played when they lost, that was a terrible series from Irrelevant. Like, that was horrible. Like, really bad. And my man is buying Hex Drinker and Banshee's Veil on Sion. Bro, Photon as well didn't have a good playoffs. The top laners were very, very unexciting. Yeah, I meant Jax. I don't know if I said Sion. It's like all top laners have been kind of... Like every top laner has had games where they entered. But I think Broken Blade probably was the one that stood out the most to me in having like best games. Yeah, the issue is Photon set a too high standard for himself. Based over the regular split. In regular split, he was completely 1v9 in games, but he just couldn't do the same in the BO3 format. So I feel bad for him. Yeah, I think this game was a steal from Damwon. Damwon does not look like they are back. They're too old, but they are definitely not back. Maybe it's just the meta. You have to run it down if you're a top laner. And then see what happens. You just have to run it down. The Shy is running it down. Everybody's running it down. Summons is running it down. Everyone's just running it down. And then they win. Well, I guess TL doesn't win, but... Yeah. Maybe you just have to run it down. It's a meta now. But Caitlyn Lux, I think as well. Like if you're Caitlyn Lux and you're this behind, you lose your full turret. Let's be honest. It's like it doesn't matter that the enemy has this comp. It's not like red side outscales that much harder. They really don't. Right? if your Caitlyn Lux are in these conditions, in comparison to these conditions, it's not like this comp is that much of on a timer because of how useless Lux and Caitlyn will be. Honestly, Hans Sama has been fucking amazing. Who can kill Sion if Akali doesn't int? Why do you need to kill Sion? Most important thing is, when you're playing the combo on blue side, is use side lane to pressure space first, and when the enemy face checks, throw your spells, and if they get low enough, commit all the way. If not, just repeat and go again. Most important thing. It's like, you guys could see the situations, right? The Sion, the only thing he could ever do, like of course this fight was not the greatest, but eventually Sion